It's your boy Karceno here. Let's talk about it. Now, I'm not socially stupid, and I'm not in the midst of where I'm just like unaware of what's going on in reality when dealing with the world all around in general.
Move to the right in 1 mile.
And the problem is, most people don't see it, so they don't believe it. They believe if they don't see you in person, then they don't see you making money.
Please keep right onto I-294 South.
Here's a prime example. Drake is one of the biggest artists of the world, artist of the decade, and yet he wasn't in top 10 earnings of the decade. Other artists who didn't have songs that charted and did better than Drake,
Keep right.
they were there. And you're like, how are they making all this damn money? No, it's not to say Drake didn't make any money during the decade. He did, but he wasn't top 10 in earnings based on his in earnings. Kanye West was there, and it had nothing to do with records. Jay-Z was there, and it had really nothing to do with records. Diddy was there, and it had nothing to do with records. So, when you see other artists that you used to know and don't see them no more, don't mean that they're not making money. Some are. And they're making more money than the artists that you do see every day. But people do see them when they're on tour. There's people out doing shows and making about business out there, but there's artists that have been doing shows and making money and was making money and people didn't know it. And people like, man, how they making this money? Because they see the risks and the rewards that the record companies are putting up. Because now the record company's not investing in anything and they can recoup their money. They're not going to take the risk because they've invested a lot of money in a lot of projects that didn't work out. So you look at some of the newer artists in the game and you see them making all these big attention, they getting all this fame, they got gold chains around their neck, and you think they're making a lot of money. All their money is going to depend on the shows and how much they have as far as a streaming base. Because let's say you got 500,000, it's rap artists out here streaming, streaming 1 million, and they're not seeing the profits. And I don't blame the record company. They're doing their job. I'm just saying they're not seeing the right percentages. Once they get 10% off the dollar, and rappers are not getting $1. I'm just saying, if they see 10% off the dollar, 50 Cent was getting 5 cents an album, almost. His record deal had broke down to like almost a nickel an album. After he paid Aftermath and Shady Records and Interscope and the money got back to 50 Cent. The money on the album wasn't even gonna resonate. 50 made all his millions investing his money. For him doing shows, for his album going above and beyond, and all the endorsements and investments he had at the time, and he ended up doing like 30 million in a year, mainly off the Reebok deal and the tours. The album was just initial success to put you through the door. Like right, Nelly should be killing right now. As many records as he sold, but the game is not designed for the artists to make money. The game is designed for the artists to make money for a little while. But if you know how to cut out the middleman as much as possible, and you getting the money direct, then you got a straight to consumer base. The streaming network opened up a lane. You just got to figure out to connect to your fans, your users, those people that are coming to concert to see you. Because your concert ticket might be anything from $50 above. You might be doing shows for $25. That costs more than your CD or your album, or about the same price. 9 times out of 10, people who go ain't gonna go alone. They gonna bring a girl, they gonna bring their homeboys, they gonna go in a pack to come out and see you. So when they come out to see you that night, there it is. Currency was making more money than a lot of these rap artists in the game. Currency had like 2 deals and was getting paid without really putting out any music at one point. And then he was doing shows, then he was writing for dudes. It's a lot of people making money. Believe me, it's a lot of people making money and you don't even see them. And they making more than a lot of these artists that got videos out. There's been these shows. A show. And they've been on tour. Doing their own songs, they get like 15,000 a show, and they still touring. They clearing about 200,000 a year.
Onto I-90 east toward Chicago, and then immediately keep left. Right, and then immediately keep left.
Man, I ain't gonna do that.
Please keep left onto I-90 east toward Chicago. Now keep left.
So it is what it is.